she was born with two souls? Is this what we're getting at?
I wish there were more souls.
Well, we just started.
Because, the name of the game is Beyond Two Souls. So it seems like
3?
There should be more than 2.
At least 3.
Hello and welcome to Good Enough. I'm Sam, joined as always by Matt.
Hello.
And Robbie.
Yo.
Guys, welcome to Game Club. The first rule of Game Club is we're going to talk about games.
The first rule about what?
The first rule is we're going to talk about things?
The first rule of Game Club is watch Fight Club.
We have to watch Fight Club so we know how not to behave.
So we have to watch Fight Club to know the rules for this Game Club.
What if you spent all of your free time playing games with your best friend and then you found out your best friend wasn't real?
Well, I think it'd be the same as it is now because I don't have friends that play with me.
Oh.
And they weren't best friends in Fight Club. They had a very antagonistic relationship.
Well, yeah, but he sure spent all of his time with this.
He spent time with a guy who beat his ass constantly.
Imaginary friend.
I was going to say, Matt. I was going to say, Sam. Do you want to maybe think that through before you finish saying it? You spent a lot of time with who? Tyler?
Yeah. They were besties. You couldn't separate the two.
Yeah.
Speaking of two people in one body.
Oh, look at you. The Game Club game we're playing is Beyond Two Souls. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Once upon a time, there were two souls.
Once upon a time, you were Ellen Page with a ghost in your brain.
So you guys, okay, just real quick. So there's two options to play the game. There's the remix version, and then there's the chronological version.
I just did the original.
Yeah,
Okay,
that seems like it's the way it's meant to be played.
Are you saying that because it says
This
is the way the game was originally meant to be played?
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I was saying, well, then why did you bring it up?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Okay, so the opening minutes of this game legit felt like the worst trailer for the worst movie you've ever seen. Flashing back and forth to a distraught Willem Dafoe is not, and it was I don't know, it just felt like a bad movie in that opening, just before, up until Willem Dafoe got to the police station.
And
What's his name again?
Nathan, yeah.
Is
I was telling Willem Dafoe is unnerving even in a video game.
Especially in a video game. What are you fucking kidding me? I haven't been this terrified by a Willem Dafoe video game character since Spider-Man 2. And I legit, with whatever graphics they had then, he looks the same as he did in Spider-Man 2.
I know. Do you ever see that interview David Cage did with Willem Dafoe and Ellen Page, sitting next to him at some game convention or whatever?
I know I stayed away from all of the stuff when this game was coming out and afterwards because it was so cringy. The story, the development, all the mess behind everything.
Oh my God.
I know nothing about this game.
I completely stayed away from all of it just because how cringy it all was at the time.
And it's no less cringy now. Watch the interview, and I forget where you could find it. Just search David Cage Beyond Two Souls interview.
Beyond Two Souls interview. I'm sure there's a mashup.
Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe do not want to be there.
No,
it's just it's.
Ellen Page tried to buy it so it couldn't be released.
What?
Went to astronomical. Was trying to resort to trying to do anything she could to get her disassociated from the project.
I don't remember that.
That's why I was like,
oh no.
Oh, I don't need to see interviews. I don't need to see the forced I don't need that. I already have ulcers. I'm fucking building on my own.
Oh God. All right. Well, let's talk about we played through the first several chapters.
Yeah, we played through the first about 4.
Yeah.
So first one was the experiment.
Where she's a kid.
You're a kid. You kind of get introduced to Aiden.
I was screwing with
it's
that.
Aiden. They pronounce it Aiden.
Well, first of all, she pronounces it 3 different ways, differently from when she's a child, younger at the party and stuff, and then when she's a CIA agent.
As you grow up, like you change how you want your like you want to be Matthew or you want to be Matt, or you want to be Robert or you want to be Robbie.
Okay, yeah, but you don't change the inflection on how you say those names.
I'm gonna start calling you Royb.
Yeah, like I don't go yell at someone who calls my name out like, "Oh, Robbie." I go, it's Royby.
But like in 10 years, it could be.
It's me, Royby.
No, I've already made it to my thing. The only thing that will ever be called other than Robert now is going to be like Bob, maybe when I'm in my fucking 60s or something. Like, I will
never call you Bob.
I've already made my transition.
I can barely call you Robert. But like
I was messing with that dude, the guy at the experiment place for like 10 minutes. I was just walking around not doing what he wanted me to do. I watched the TV for 5 minutes.
I know when he tells you he's like, imagine that scene from his perspective.
He's just standing in the door.
Just like eye twitching. Like, can you please, Jody?
I went into the bathroom. I picked up the Barbie doll. I played the guitar. I watched the TV.
I walked out of there as fast as I could. I hated the way her character looked.
I hate the way she walks. Like, I wrote that in my notes. She walks super creepy.
And then it's like the montage, and like this game jumps around in time. It's like David Cage thinks he's Christopher Nolan or some shit. Like,
well, okay, so we go to the experiment. Why did we have to do the card thing 3 times?
So you learn how to play the game.
Learn the mechanics.
It's a tutorial.
I know, but 3 times. It was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I was like, I
got
get
it
it
before we started.
I was like, I get it. I can go through walls.
Yeah, I'm a ghost. I better be. Well, you can't go through all walls.
Yeah, seriously.
We'll get there. I've got those in my notes. I'm also imagining like a movie or like a short story from that woman's point of view, Kathleen, who was in the other room choosing the cards.
She's definitely
PTSD 100%.
will never come back.
Oh, I tried to kill her.
Yeah, I choked her ass out.
It's like, what did she think she was doing?
I bet she didn't know.
What's her story?
I bet she.
Well, she was just picking cards and she was normal. And then the first time you knock the blocks over, she's like, oh. And then you knock one more thing over.
Is that the chick's mom? Or is that someone else?
No,
we haven't met yet.
That was Kathleen?
Yeah.
She was just a random lady.
That's just a random lady.
Yeah, well, you meet Jody's mom later.
Yeah.
No.
When she meets.
The chicks whose party we go to.
Oh.
No, that wasn't her.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I choked her ass out.
Yeah, so I choked her out, fucked everything up, broke all the windows.
I didn't choke her out.
Puss.
Why not?
I don't think I knew you could.
I told Sam earlier. I am
because I 100% would have.
I'm going very dark on this playthrough.
I'm doing me. So I choked her.
I didn't. Well, I probably would have too.
Wow, that was a little unnerving. What you just said.
Yeah, I'm doing me. So I choked her.
Yeah. So at the end of the experiment, I wreaked havoc and strangled Kathleen. Those were my highlights.
Me too.
I did wreak havoc. That must have been the unplayed path or undiscovered path or whatever, because I didn't choke her out. But you spend time like cracking the windows and like rattling all the lights and cameras and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then you choke her.
Choke her. Poor Kathleen.
That was like I will say, like, the game's stupid. Like, it's not a good game.
As far as I'm concerned, there was nothing good in the experiment. There's like nothing about it.
But
was
like
good.
Cinematically, I did enjoy.
Yeah, you're right. It was garbage.
I did enjoy, like
Matt's point that it was garbage.
Like hearing. Okay, we're talking about a different game, right? So we have different perspectives. So shut the hell up.
Oh.
This like when you're like messing with everything and like you hear Jody screaming in the other room. You hear the doctors trying to get in. You hear this lady trying to get out. Like I don't know. It was intense. I thought it was it was cool with all of that going on at the same time. Like Jody not being able to control him, the woman freaking the hell out as I'm choking her.
Honestly, I was choking her so she'd shut up. Like all she was doing was screaming and stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this.
I don't know. I just even from the get. I just like. If they had named the ghost something other than Aiden, it might have made this game better.
Like what?
I don't know.
Fucking Jeffrey, I don't know, but like
literally, and it just seems like it's. I wrote it down and underlined it a bunch. I feel like they feel like it means something. Like
Maybe the
like
name will mean something later.
Yeah, unless it's a fucking.
But right as of right now, like that was. I mean, I hate it. I hate the name Iden. I think it's stupid.
Me too. I wrote it down. That was the first time she said it. I wrote it down. I was like, what? No.
Oh, there's a scene in that experiment when he puts the crown on her, the doctor, and he says, "I wrote this down because it creeped me out."
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, now you're a little princess.
Oh god.
And the way he said it, he was like, "Oh yeah, now you're a little princess."
I mean, he 100% didn't say it like that, but okay.
100% did say it like that.
Well, as we like go on further into the game, we're gonna discover that like the NPCs, the dialogue, there's not one good bit of dialogue. Like,
no.
And it's just
Oh, did you feel that? Then Willem Dafoe, he's just messing with us. It's talking about the ghost, like about Aiden or.
there's
Aiden.
one. Oh, you can possess the other like lab tech in there.
I possessed everybody.
Yeah, I possessed him. No, but some of the dialogue, especially at the party.
Okay, so we're moving on to the party.
No,
Oh, we're moving on to the embassy.
I mean, the embassy.
Yeah, the embassy's
that was
next.
That was a party.
it was a party.
I read this down. As soon as you walk in, the options are guests, dress, shy, plan B.
I know.
I saw that. I was like, I don't know what any of those things is going to do.
I know, and
I
it gives
know.
you, like-
if I'm gonna take a plan B, at least let me watch them fuck.
Well, like it says, like when you're giving me options of things to do, I want to know what I'm picking. Guests, dress, shy, plan B.
Should have hit guess.
I hit dress.
I didn't hit
first.
Guess what I hit? Nothing.
Yeah, well,
I didn't hit a thing. I
They don't
waited
give you-
until it made me, and it went into dress.
What's crazy is like they don't like give you enough time to decide on a thing. They present like 4 wildly different options, and like
Maybe
without
I don't know if they're different in it or
exactly
all.
like and you don't really have time to process what they could possibly mean. Like my favorite is like I wrote it down too: shrug or yes. in the
Yes.
experiment.
I kind of like that because it's cause like as a little girl, like a little kid, it'd be like I don't know, like
Okay.
you're not going to say yes.
Okay,
you're going to shrug.
I get that, but you don't get anything then. You don't get any answers. You don't understand what the fuck. Like,
I know, but if you're
she just
but if you're trying to play the game,
because like even when you do that Willem Dafoe interview, like
So-
you either
not get
come
to that
out of
yet.
there with nothing, or you actually get some answers and like get to progress in like this fucking story that you're in, that you've been playing and don't know anything about yet.
but I like that they're giving you because like if someone does want to play this super realistic, that they want to play this like a child, I feel like the option to shrug that's something a child would do. When
But in
being
my
interviewed.
mind, you're not going to play it like that until you've played it, until you know what you're doing, until you know what the story is and stuff.
Right, and like, have you ever read a?
I'm trying-
Have you ever
I
read
will
a book?
and I'll never play this 2 times. Like,
I'm trying to play it like how I feel like she would, like a teenager would play it or a child would.
But like,
react.
have you ever read like a book, even from like fucking Harry Potter, Harry Potter's perspective and stuff, where his like default action is just like, oh, shrug, like without any reasoning in his brain. Like it's this game is from the point of view of Jodie, and we need to know what's going on in
Yeah.
her brain. And to have shrug as one of the options, I mean, it totally defeats the purpose of making her our perspective. It's bonkers to
the
me.
same way I felt. There really wasn't much at the embassy that
The embassy.
I mean, it was.
I have notes about the embassy. One, there's no protocol for those restrooms whatsoever. First of
no,
all,
what do you mean?
yeah.
There's like 3 signs that let you know which one you have to go into.
And I love the picture. Like it was just pictures of a man and a woman. I tried to go into the man bathroom.
was
The man bathroom.
when you go the man room when you go into the restroom, they like cuts to the guard like suspiciously eyeing the like
For no reason.
Yeah, and then
How
the next
dare-
scene, she's there.
She went into the restroom.
Yeah.
That's suspicious,
That,
And then the next time you see him, he's barging into the bathroom.
right?
Well, like, why wouldn't she just be like, "Hey, I'm taking a dump"?
Like, why is he? What's he assuming is happening in there?
dude, seriously.
Everyone's very like because if you're when you're floating around as Aiden, you can hear people talking like conversations talking about talking about Jodie.
Really?
Yeah, like you can hear them saying like
What's
about this
she do-
woman.
But she's taking a shit in there.
Like they're like talking about like who is she, like how much is he paying her to be here,
Oh my god!
like that kind of stuff.
And then that's when I realized, or that's when I tried to figure out like what can Aiden pass through, like because your goal was to get up to the second floor. he can't pass through the ceiling in the restroom, but he can pass through 2 doors.
I had to take the stairs, and I'm a ghost.
What are the rules?
What? Oh, I thought that pissed me off. I was like,
I got so mad. It was so stupid.
but yeah. So with that one, I finished the mission.
Well, how did you guys get in?
Only.
So you got in, just you didn't possess.
I didn't possess anybody. I just went with Aiden into the security room. Paused.
Yeah, that was really
Paused?
that was dumb.
Paused.
But you have to knock the coffee onto the guard first.
I didn't do this.
I didn't do that.
What'd you pause? You paused like the security tapes? Or?
Yeah, you pause the security cameras in the room so they can't see
A ghost.
a ghost opening all the safes and every drawer. And
What are they going to do even if they see it on the security camera?
That's what
What
I'm
are they going
saying,
to go in there and
dude.
be like, stop it. We're going to wrangle the ghost?
And also, if I'm a ghost, like I go in, you open the drawers looking for the button and stuff. Why can't I close the drawers? Like people are gonna know someone was fucking in here.
And why do you have to open the drawers by like bashing them? Like he bashes the thing and the drawer opens up. Why can't I just grab it and open it?
That's funny because I didn't know that was an option just to go up there as Aiden. I possessed like some guest.
You possessed. I was watching you. You possessed the Sheik.
Yeah, and
Because you went up there and because you used his handprint to open up the safe.
yeah. I took him up the stairs and stuff. I didn't know that was an
I
option.
just did everything with Aiden.
So did I.
That's funny. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought they wanted you to possess the Sheik.
Well, yeah, that I finished without Sheik.
Yes.
that was
Oh,
one.
okay.
That was one
So
of
did
my
I.
things.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at us taking different paths.
Paused video.
We're discovering just how deep this game is.
Oh, you could either use the Sheik or not.
I flew around the party for quite a long time, just messing around.
I didn't. I think
I'm taking my time on this game.
5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. I was in the embassy. However long it took me to go to the restroom and do it with Aiden
Yeah.
is how long I was at the embassy.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot at
I don't-
the embassy. I didn't even know you could float around as Aiden. What's next? It was next the party?
The party is
party.
next.
Oh, God.
Man.
Oh.
First thing I'm gonna say is hell yeah, I smoke and drink. And was
No.
he rolling his own cigarettes?
Can I
or was
say-
that a joint?
Can I say the first thing? Who the hell? Why did he think giving a book of poetry?
No, stop,
at a
stop, stop.
teenage-
No,
I have-
stop. Because
No, I'm with Matt.
What do you mean stop? That's the first thing that happens. He gives her the book of poetry to give. Don't give a book of poetry at a teenage birthday
No,
party.
no, hold on, stop.
I thought they were all wildly inappropriate for the reaction they gave her.
No. I'm talking about when Willem Dafoe gave her the present
Yeah,
to give.
yeah.
That's a really bad present at a teenage birthday
I didn't
party.
think so.
I think. Listen, I would be, so I'm 30 years old, 31 years old now, and like I would be thrilled to get an ancient, like a collectible
me
book
too.
Yeah.
But like, even as a teenager, I would probably have been grateful.
I
Like,
definitely would have locked the person under some fucking stairs.
because
Okay,
she-
but hang on.
the fucking reaction, like
Hang on, wait. Just think about it from their perspective.
I have so much to say.
They're these teenage kids who are obviously they're party kids. Mm-hmm. Don't think about how you would react.
No, I'm thinking about how a human would
I'm not saying that
react.
they should have reacted by throwing her in the closet.
No, my
But the-
first outrage was her outrage at like, are you fucking kidding? Is this a joke?
Oh, some old book. I've never. Matt, we're talking about how we think other people would react. I've never once seen a human being or a child react to like, an old musty book? Fuck you.
Aside from a CW fucking teens show, like I've never seen like reactions like this.
What's
like,
crazy?
This is,
What's crazy to me about this is like when Willem Dafoe gives her the book, he goes, "Oh, here." First of all, he's betting a lot on like Jodie, like giving her this book. It sounds like he knows nothing about this kid because when he gives her the book, he goes, "Oh, she'll love that." Which means like Willem Dafoe must have known this kid.
No, I
But,
think
like,
Willem Dafoe's a dad, a father
That's
figure.
what I'm saying.
Like,
Like that was a poor decision on his part to think that
100%.
was a good gift to give.
But the thing is, it's a good gift. The problem is he didn't know the kid enough to give that gift.
No.
Like, why would he? Arguably one of the most valuable books in his collection, just fucking squandered on a stranger, and then they locked her into the stairs because of it.
also, the weirdest part, aside from everything, like more weird, like weirder than the reaction, weirder than them locking her under the stairs. All of that. The weirdest part was, I invited her because my mom works in the department that she's in.
So that's the thing. Like, I thought.
The fuck?
They're trying. I think like they're trying to get this
Like
kid.
socializing.
Yeah.
But,
that's why.
but
That's why I was like, oh, Willem Dafoe. He does have some insight onto into this kid that the whose party it is, but apparently not.
Can we,
Yeah.
what music did you guys play?
I didn't play any because I
didn't
couldn't
play-
find the stereo.
Is that what she told me to do? Is play the music?
God, you
I
guys not even
didn't-
trying to play this game.
I'm not.
I looked for the stereo, and then it was like someone was like randomly, "Where's the music?"
I walked
and then
past
turned
it.
it
It
on.
gives you an option of rock, pop, country, and get up.
Oh no!
I played country, and that girl with the glasses was not a fan.
Oh, see,
she
that girl-
immediately walks over and she's like, "What is this garbage?" Like gets in my face, like, "What is this garbage?" And then plays "Get Up."
So the girl with the glasses, well, as I was walking around, like I didn't even look for the radio. She said something about the music, and she's like, "Oh, are we not going to have music?" And then like music started, so I didn't really pay much attention to that.
My favorite moment in the 3 parts we played is in this scene when you. I wrote it. Press circle to blaze it.
Really?
Like the arbitrary button pushes.
I
have a question about that though, because straight up looked like he was just rolling cigarettes. like nothing about what she smoked looked like it was weed, other than the way she was holding it.
I didn't smoke. I said, "Oh no, thanks. I don't."
But-
smoke.
Did you drink?
I didn't answer, so and it defaulted. It defaulted to no.
I went hard. Like I drank the beer they gave me, and then I picked up another one and drank that one.
Well, it's 'cause
So I got drunk.
It's because I had answered no to cigarettes, and then I was making a note in my phone, and it asked, "Oh, do you want a drink or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I missed it, and I
then-
totally would have done yes.
And then when the boys started talking to her, I made the conscious decision. I was like, I'm gonna fuck this kid. Boy.
Hold on, can you say that again? But like, can we get so we can get it clean? Get it clean.
As Jody, I was like, I'm gonna fuck this boy.
I'm gonna cut that.
Like I made the
when I'm editing this, I'm gonna cut that and then save that soundbite for later.
like
Play it 3 times back to back.
as soon as he sat down, I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I can.
Well, it's great. Like, oh my god, I have so much to say about the party. Kirsten, that's the name of the little girl whose party it is. Her dialogue is like straight. It's like a fucking teenager wrote it.
Yeah.
Not all like. Did David Cage? He wrote this entire game, right?
Apparently.
Does he not know how kids
No.
speak?
I love
He doesn't know how they act either.
I love the first gift that she opened. It's a giant box, and it's a thong.
It's underpants.
fucking gross ass Highness stealing her mom's thong. No wonder she got all mad at a book.
And she goes, like when they get, as soon as Kirsten's mom leaves, she goes, let's get crazy. It's time to get crazy.
Turn off the.
It's like you get the shutters.
You get the shutters, and and I'll get the booze, and then Jody, you get the music.
So there's obviously something going. Like, why are those shutters there? Like that's those were like hardcore.
yeah,
shutters on
I
that
guess I mean
house.
it's not a stretch. I think to consider like maybe like a.
But then
rich-
there were like no shutters on the door.
I mean, listen, you're thinking about it way too much. I think, but like. You're right. The shutters are fucking out of place, but like you see in that in movies and stuff all the time, right? Like,
I'm curious if that was
Yeah, I mean,
foreshadowing
honestly,
of something.
Typically, though, kids don't have their birthday parties in the middle of the day. Like,
Yeah.
especially when they
Like
all seem
teenagers.
like they're
And they're
they
gonna
all got to
drink.
be at least juniors.
and then Kirsten, she goes, after 3 or 4 beers, you'll see the world in a whole new light. I wrote down a whole bunch of her dialogue.
They flipped so fast. Like
Because
it
of-
escalated so
Because of
I
a
made
quickly.
book.
I was making a checklist through the party. So I was like, drink, check. Smoke, check. Dance, check. Get locked under the stairs for being a slut witch, check.
Did you guys make out with the boy?
No, I'm
No,
not a slut.
because he grabbed her butt.
yeah, who
I
is
went
this
with it.
guy?
I went with it.
Because you want to. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not. A monster
Yeah,
like
Mister, I'm gonna play it like a child would. Oh, I'm gonna fuck this dude hard. I'm gonna drink and smoke and then fuck.
All right, so how hard did you guys go during the revenge?
Oh, honestly, I had the same issue Sam had with the drink. I looked away for too
Man.
long and I didn't even get the chance to go into the room again.
Holy
So
crap!
I chose revenge the first time, and then when I was going back into the party, it froze. I think I sent you guys the video.
yeah.
It froze on me, and so I had to play through the whole goddamn thing again. And then at that point, I was like, I'm just gonna leave. I gotta get out of here.
I burned the house down.
You can burn the house down.
Oh man, that must be the unplayed path.
I went in and it kept saying like, just leave. Like it starts off really subtle. Like you knock the cake.
Great.
You knock the cake into their face.
I possessed the Sheik in that scene.
Like you knock the cake into their face, and then when it gets to the end, I threw the table into a girl, and it knocked her out against. I flipped the couch over on a kid. I dropped the refrigerator on the boy.
Oh man, I knew I was gonna regret.
And then I knocked the candle down and lit the house on fire.
Damn it.
Because I probably would have done that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a little I was like, okay, I'll leave now. And then I was like, nah. It ended with all the kids knocked out on the floor and the entire house on fire.
So did they die?
No, I was about to turn the oven on.
Oh.
To blow up the house. That was what I was going to try to do because it's one of the options to turn the oven on. And it jumped to a cutscene, all the kids running out of the house.
Oh, boo.
Okay, so is CIA training next?
Yep. No.
Yeah.
First interview.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. She drew Aiden.
I didn't draw.
I drew Aiden and
I drew Aiden.
I didn't draw him.
didn't show his power though.
I drew and showed power.
I showed powers. I didn't draw. I broke his computer.
See, that was the only one. Like I was like, yes. Like, give me some story. Give me a reason to care.
Exactly, and that's we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
yes or shrug.
I was like, oh my god, like just the options was like, why would I want not as a person playing this game? Why would I not want to know what is going on in this character who I'm having to play?
It's like reading Game of Thrones and then like skipping over George R. R. Martin's like history of Winterfell. Like, oh, I guess I don't give a fuck. Why would you say no to that? Like,
why wouldn't you want story in the beginning of the game,
God.
especially? So that one I kind of like just because I got a bunch of like her perspective. I mean, not a lot
because
it's literally not a lot.
She had those cuts on her arms,
yeah.
And he goes, oh, was that Aiden too? And she goes, no, that was the monsters. And I'm like, oh, there's others. Like,
okay, here we go.
There's Beyond Two Souls apparently.
So then the CIA.
Okay, the parties were like shit popped off and was just bonkers. I'm still reeling from the fact that girl reacted that way to a book of poetry.
All of them.
And then they locked her in the
surrounded her, circled her.
And they called her a slut and a bitch and fucked her the stairs.
Fucking slut.
It's a beautiful gift.
The boy called you guys a slut?
Yeah. All of them. They were like...
They all did.
When they were
I thought it was just me because I was like kissing him and everything because like he called her a slut and then said she's been following me around like a rabbit, like a bunny all night.
Yeah, he said the same thing. Like, that's why, like, see, and now me and Sam find out.
Doesn't make.
Choices don't matter.
Yeah.
Choices don't matter in this game.
Let's do CIA training because this is just fucking. This whole thing was bonkers. This entire
It's just a montage.
First of all,
it's a 3-year montage.
Pressing buttons to do math.
Oh, you can't do it before me.
Yep. I put go up with stick to do math.
I was like, oh, you gotta hold L2 to do math.
L2 and face button to figure out each section of the formula.
We all had the same thing written down.
I wrote, she does math really good. So good that her instructor can tell just by watching her do it. Because at the end, like when you complete it, they're like, that's a great job. Like all she did, literally, as far as we're concerned, as far as we saw, all she did was write out one formula.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, holy shit.
Well, you know what's crazy? Like, she wrote out one formula. She didn't do anything with that formula. She didn't plug in any variables. Like, what the fuck?
No.
It was just like...
It was literally just the formula.
Was that the entire test?
Write a formula.
My favorite scene during the training, well, one of my favorite scenes is like when that guy who's with you at the embassy, whatever his name is, he's like watching you on the side and he's like, he's like, oh.
And there's so many like camera cuts.
And is it just me, or besides the teacher telling her she did good on the math, was the only dialogue in that scene at the very end when you completed it and he was like, nice.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
It's a montage of her going through 3 years of CIA training.
Oh my god.
Very violent CIA training.
My favorite quote was from her drill sergeant. It says, keep your fat ass down.
Oh yeah, when she's crawling. I like the obstacle course was funny because on one time, like hopping the barriers, I forgot to hit the stick down or whatever, and she like clotheslined herself.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was
I was gonna say my favorite part is how the first time you do the obstacle course is the hardest.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
like,
because she had to get better at it.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, like literally, there were less obstacles every time after that.
Yeah.
Like, how is she's not getting better? There's
And then that last, like, that capture the flag thing was very violent. Like
Yeah,
I choked a guy out with Aiden.
yeah, I
So
killed
did I,
everybody.
but, like-
well, not killed, but I
And then like she like punches them unconscious real quick. Like
And then when you're doing that fight scene with the three of them, like you beat the hell out of them with that baton.
what that scene, what like the capture the flag scene, like made me think or want like the game mechanics, like they suck. They're not well done because it's a fucking adventure game or whatever. But it made me want like an action game where you could
you
do
could
the
move
things
like
with
that?
Aiden and like possess
Or-
people with Aiden. And I'm sure that exists.
yeah.
But like, why not just make those scenes? They're still scenes, but they're so fucking hard to control.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get up against cover to save my life. And
Well, I hate. Oh god, like when you're Aiden and you just by going forward, you go down. Like I could never go
Yeah.
straight with him.
Not intuitive at all.
no.
it's funny because like they have like just decades of gameplay to go on.
Oh.
Like why not just like make that fighting sequence a fighting sequence?
And he can heal.
right.
He heals
He
her
healed my cramp.
pulled hammy.
Yeah, her-
What do you do? Just fucking rub a bunch of potassium and shit? It's like, you'll be fine. Like,
I know that like they randomly threw that in there. Oh, by the way, Aiden can heal.
it makes sense. I mean, it happened, and I was like, oh, okay. I
L2
get it.
to do math. Oh my
I get
god.
it.
I'm excited to keep playing.
My favorite
I
part,
am.
I like that the same thing. So the same button combinations you used to do math are also used for combat
She used the same skills.
and for everything.
Oh my
Push up.
god.
Oh,
Can I tell you?
the
Can I
sit-up.
tell you how much I hate motion controls?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Shaking my controller to do something,
Yes.
moving it to the right, moving it to the left.
Did you guys dance at the party?
Absolutely not.
When you
did,
dance at the
a
party, you
little
have to
bit.
turn the control.
But when you don't-
I fucked it up and we tripped. We
You
tripped.
step on their toes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm
Like-
gonna. Ugh.
This isn't a good game, but I'm intrigued. Like I want more.
I mean,
I
get mad when I play it, and like it's just because the writing is fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And it's like the
For me, it's
animations are stiff and creepy.
It's that and the mechanics that like just make me want to fucking bite my hands
It's
off.
so unintuitive.
Yeah,
Well, it's very. Did you guys play Heavy Rain?
yeah, I know, and which is
It's
why
very-
I've only
yeah, it's-
ever played it one time
It's
when it
very
came out.
similar to Heavy Rain.
Like I don't mind.
Well, all these
I
David
don't
Cage
mind-
games.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind these types of games, but
Yeah.
like if you're gonna
Oh, no.
better either be in a great story or be fun, like
These
fun to play.
This
Fun to
game is
hold the controller in your hand while doing stuff with it.
These games are like one step away from, or this game's like one step away from like a lot of Telltale games, but like Telltale tells
even-
good stories
Yeah,
and,
but I was going to say, well, see, that's where the good stories and,
and good acting,
writing. and-
yeah, good
Let's-
writing.
We're still very early. Let's try to be open-minded.
I mean, I don't know, Matt.
Let's be
We're
open-minded.
We're 4 chapters in.
I know it does not. It's not looking good right now. But
We're 4 chapters in, and these 4 chapters are introducing everything we're going to be doing the rest of the game.
How
Like,
many chapters are there? Do you know?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
All right,
Shit,
well-
there's like 8 before we get to the prologue.
Oh god. All right, well let's that's episode 1 of Game Club. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about that Cyberpunk 2077 trailer.
Yeah.
More hot take opinions after the break. Welcome back to Good Enough. We are going to talk about Cyberpunk, but I think we're still kind of recovering from how mad we got about Beyond Two Souls. So
I'm very open to it. You guys are the ones that are all pissed off.
I mean, I'm just.
I went in open.
My only gripes are it's so far bad writing, horrible gameplay. I mean, like.
that's it. Yeah, nothing.
Like, why can't I
Maybe
be mad because a game is
the entire
not
game
fun to play?
experience.
Yeah.
Oh boy, let's not get worked up again. We need to talk about Fast and
Yeah,
Furious.
we're gonna have to work ourselves up about Cyberpunk, which I think I can pretty quickly.
Yeah. So CD Projekt Red showed off 45 minutes of gameplay. Thoughts?
First thought was for the hype behind it, how long it's been in development. I haven't seen anything that was like, oh, okay, like that's where the time's gone. That's where it's all went. Maybe it's in the world. That's the one thing that like stuck out as like impressive to me. But everything else, gameplay, I was like, why don't I just keep playing Deus Ex? Like, I don't see any difference between how you could modify your arms and stuff and things in that game as for what we've seen. It doesn't look very different at all, in my opinion.
I do like this. I like the setting, and I think a cyberpunk world is going to be like a cyberpunk world this fully realized should be really cool, and I'm really looking forward to it. But like this trailer kind of like dulled my hype a little bit.
I'm super into it.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I think like Robbie was saying, the world, like it's like it's a metropolis, and there are a lot of people, and they're all talking, and it's loud, and I don't know why, but it's just really cool to me.
That's fine, but like a densely populated city doesn't necessarily mean a good game. And I like
That's not what I was saying.
I know that, Matt. God. But when they got in the car, in the trailer, you can drive around. I was like, this is a very densely populated city, which feels like sort of at odds with open world. Driving. I don't know. I don't know why like driving has to exist in this world. It feels like it's meant to be traversed on foot to me. But again, this is not final gameplay, and
which if you paid attention, they told you about fucking 6 times.
They really wanted to make sure you knew.
I wasn't really big on the first person when they first announced that, especially the driving, because I hate driving in these kind of games in first person. It's just difficult. But then when they showed the HUD, I think the first person is a really good.
Yeah, when they announced first person, I thought that made sense.
Like especially when it shows her like locking in or like whatever, like hooking up with that girl, and like downloading all that stuff on the HUD and everything. It looks really cool. I really like the HUD.
I like that. When they announced the first person, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Because I love first person perspective in games. Like I love it, and I like in a Far Cry where they make it pretty dynamic when you're in first person. Climbing ladders, just doing the little nuanced stuff that you do while you're playing the game. Like it feels like you're first person. You could look down, see your feet, stuff like that. I like that stuff in first person. I hope they take that further. Like being able to see your body, maybe.
Yeah.
Even Mirror's Edge, stuff like that.
I'm totally down with the first person.
Yeah, same here, and especially in like this type of metropolis city. Like,
I love the cyberpunk setting.
Can you imagine how much you would have lost just visually on the screen if you were in third person? Like, like in any of those scenes that they went through. So like that's awesome. But
I really like the player building. Like you can like change their backstory. Like I don't know. It seemed really, and they said it's very early still, but. Like how you can change, it's like a hardcore RPG. Like you can change their background, which changes their life, and
you can, but it felt like standard RPG stuff to me. It didn't.
Every one of those was,
and every time like the narrator,
your family was killed. You're a lone warrior.
And every time
we don't know how many options there are going to be when the game comes out.
That's true. We don't. Yeah. Every time the narrator was like, "Oh, and because Cyberpunk 2077 is an RPG, we can choose how we to go." Like, we get it. It's an RPG.
Yeah.
Like, show us.
We've been flooded with these games over the last few years. We understand how you could dynamically go at different missions, different ways. What I need now are those ways to like each seem cool, like and worth doing or trying, or like it just like a lot of I was gonna say when Matt was like, oh, it's a big world, not like knocking what you said or anything, but for me all that is a lot of potential disappointment where we may be thinking like, oh, we're gonna be immersed in this world, and then we're in Watch Dogs world with the NPCs that don't do shit except
open world,
except give you like a little rundown of a little tiny bio of them and stuff, you know. So in my eye, like I was like, I'm not going to be impressed with this world and the setting, all these people, random people saying and doing things until I understand that that's going to mean something or like it'll change stuff. Some of that, like that, how that gang found us or whatever, they were like messing with the homie's car.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of cool, but like, I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah. I do like the body modification stuff.
Me too.
Like when you go visit the doctor or whatever.
Ripper Doc.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. And like choosing your body mods should be pretty cool and exciting. I like how you had to purchase the ability to see how much ammo you had left in your gun. Which is like that's just standard first person shooter stuff, but okay. And I also one thing I do appreciate about the trailer is how casual they are with like mature themes. Like you find that like the naked woman in the bathtub or whatever, and it's just like super. We're not going to be able to progress like in.
It's like it's you're that person coming across that. You're not going to stand there and be like, oh, look at those titties.
Yeah.
Which especially if you've lived in this world, like it
addressing that as super casual
it
is
does
how
have to be addressed like you're saying.
Is
like,
how we're going to be able to mature and like continue to advance like the medium, right?
Yeah.
That being said, how did you feel about Jackie, the character?
I hated him. I've never.
Yeah, he was kind of.
That is the worst caricature of like a Latino whatever
it was
I've ever seen in any medium.
I'm super white. That was fucking racist,
I've
right?
never heard anyone say Heine that many times.
It's like
No, I'll tell you this. While I was like watching and like listening to him talk, I know like I've never in my entire life heard anybody use the word Heine how he was. Always in as a joke or just like because it's fucking ridiculous to call a woman a Heine.
Yeah.
Like
to her face
exactly.
over and over and over.
And it's not necessarily or like demeaning term or anything, but it's just not. You just don't do. You don't over and over someone that you.
This is something I wanted to ask you.
I was gonna say it's the future, so I don't know. Maybe.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's the future.
Maybe with the nudity, that's been like.
I don't know, man. It's
to society.
Well, that's the thing. Like, for as progressive as the nudity felt, it felt like
Jackie took it back.
Felt regressive, like
hardcore.
And like I said, I'm white. Matt's white. I wanted to get your perspective on this, Robbie, because
I was like, "Oh my god, this
you being
it's
a
like,
Mexican
because Robbie's
man,
not white.
Robbie's not white, correct?
It's like if they made.
pulling back
It's
the
like
curtain.
if they combined Speedy Gonzalez and what's his face, the dude who shoots the guns, Yosemite Sam. Like that is what I was picturing, and just like all the things, like
I mean.
his dialogue was like
Growing up
bro.
among a lot of Latinos and stuff, I've never heard anyone speak like he speaks.
It's because nobody does.
It's crazy.
Not even on Sábado Gigante where they do like those crazy sketch.
Yes.
Maybe there. You know what? I lied. Maybe there you'll find somebody.
But it's used as like comedy.
That's done as like outrageous comedy. It's like
Yeah.
Jackie was not a good character, and it kind of
yeah. Hopefully Jackie isn't a part of the final product.
yeah.
Like,
It has me really worried because
I feel like they'll probably get some backlash on it, and they might.
just because
I hope they do.
Just because the crime guy we met up with, dialogue was fine. Just the way
Dex,
he's speaking
Dax
was
or
Dex.
whatever his name is.
Dex. V, right?
Yeah.
The way her dialogue, like the dialogue she had, it was edgy, but not. There was.
I mean, with her, I rolled my eyes a few times. Like,
yeah, true, but like
so
it was,
edgy.
But it was like, but that's what you kind of expect, like,
Right.
what she was saying.
It's
like, okay,
Cyberpunk.
this is this setting and stuff, but then you hear him talk, and it's like, where'd this guy come from?
Yeah.
Like he was legit dropped in from like Borderlands or something.
What makes it so disappointing to me is that the game prides itself, and with all the news coming out about it, the CD Projekt Red prided themselves on the diversity in their game, and like they did a good job of representation on the whole.
Yeah.
But like that
execution of
oh my god! Because if you looked around the town, like the diversity was incredible.
Yeah, everywhere.
But fuck, dude, I don't know who's responsible for writing Jackie. But it's bad. It's bad. It's racist. It's stereotypical. And I'm really upset with him. I'm glad you were upset too. I was like...
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Because I know the times that...
It was just obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It was super stereotypical, and it just wasn't... It was like, this is...
Wasn't it funny?
Bad writing.
No,
it was
it
like
wasn't
some
funny.
Beyond Two Souls writing almost.
Because like one of the times I've used Heino around you guys, it's always been in like... service to like a joke or just being outrageous. Like,
right.
It's not something you say. And I was like, it was really making me uncomfortable how many times.
It was like every time he addressed
Like,
her.
come on, Aina.
Yeah.
Put some pants on those nalgas. It's like,
oh God.
no, people don't. We don't talk like that. We may come in and out of Spanish, but
not like that.
no. Put some pants on those.
Yeah, it was pretty upsetting.
I really liked the interaction with Dex. That was cool. Like getting in his car. Like, you can tell he's like a heavy hitter in this town.
I liked his character. I thought he was really cool.
Like that was like a little meeting on the go. Dropped us off, took off. I like that. Like I said, like the world to me has the most potential.
Yeah.
There's a
and the quest was fun. Like he kept like the narrator kept addressing it like, see, because we called them, we're able to go through this now in a non-violent way.
That's another thing I love doing, and if I have a chance, is
like
to do it as
figuring out different ways to do it.
Yeah, like easiest ways, like.
Yeah, and even at that point, like you call them, you got the car, you're like, well, now I can keep the money. I can still go. I can go steal it. Like I can do you can still do any kind of thing. Like I really like the openness of that. Mm-hmm. And even though you did all that, you still had to be violent.
Right. I do want to talk about like some of the stuff that I thought was pretty cool. Was all like in the combat and the weapons. I like that you have the ability to like jack into the enemy.
That was one of my favorite parts in the entire trailer.
See, that's another thing that I feel like the system behind that's got to be
it's
insane.
Cool.
Like that little menu they popped up where you can like go into that person's specific group of people and hack all of them.
Yeah, and like hack their guns so they can't fire.
That was really cool.
That was cool.
Really cool. And some of the weapons were really cool.
The tracing weapon.
Yeah, and Robbie was
fun.
talking about Borderlands earlier in a negative way, but the loot system to me, or the guns, felt like Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands and Resistance. They
Yeah.
had a lot. Like the gun, like the bullets that follow.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite guns from Resistance. Mm-hmm. And that's really cool. I like the ricochet.
I like the slow motion. It's just like a typical
That's like a
shooter kind of thing.
I would say Sam when she like hit the inhaler. Well, that's just Jet.
Yeah,
That's just Jet.
Robbie's gonna go play Fallout. And I like to. Well, the boss fight was surprisingly kind of dull, wasn't it? Like
It was. Nah, not really. I feel like it was basic.
There was a lot going on. Like Jackie was flipping that car over, using it as a
definitely like beat down the boss's shield so you could finish him. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't have a big problem
I guess
with
it was
that.
fine. But like the potential to me is in the world and like how you interact with the world. So the jacking into the enemies like has so many implications like for cool moments like that.
The verticality, like, is that throughout? Am I going to be able to climb a skyscraper with those things?
Dude, seriously.
Am I going to be able to
those blades?
Yeah, like or is it just like little in areas like that, like mission zones? But,
I do hope it's kind of platform heavy because you've got a double jump, you've got like a dot,
and the city is incredibly vertical, as
Yeah.
you saw when the ambulance came in and took that chick away.
Right.
Like that's
some Fifth Element shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really liked the whole interaction with, I forget what that gang was called. Like, you could have turned that violent from the very first interaction you had. Like, one of the first options you had was pull out your gun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you kind of had the option to try to like use some diplomacy and get through this.
Just like going through the game as they did. Like I would have started the fight. I would have backed up Jackie and started the fight then when he didn't want to sit down.
Oh,
I would have backed him up and started the fight then.
I would have been like, "You're a stereotype."
It's like, hey, Will you do something right and just not be this fucking macho asshole?
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. Any parting thoughts about Cyberpunk? Anything we haven't addressed?
I'm excited for the potential.
Oh, I liked the narrator and how every time like I don't know you did something cool, the narrator was like, nice.
Yeah.
Like, oh sweet, we found a new shotgun.
Well, that gun, like that was like
That shotgun-
the corp gun. It was like this is one of the best guns in the game.
That shotgun was dope, though.
Apparently, I mean, we got to take your word
I know,
for it.
right? That shotgun was cool, though.
Yeah, it was.
I liked how the secondary function.
I don't like the term corpos. The people who work for the corpse.
I'm excited. It has a lot of potential. They're gonna have so much to live up to because of Witcher fans. Like Witcher fans are gonna be so judgy of this game. But
Yeah.
I'm excited.
looking forward to it. I
Yeah.
want to play it.
They haven't announced the date yet, right?
No. It's going to be a long time. I know CD Projekt Red was sort of hesitant to even release this trailer, so it's going to be a while.
Was this the trailer that was released at E3 that they got to watch at E3? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, though, like,
Work on Jackie, please.
work on Jackie.
They will. They're definitely gonna. People are gonna be saying things about him. I
So
think.
like, no,
It was
there's
bad.
going to be no Jackie like when it comes out.
That might be the best. That might be for the best. I don't know. Unless they get like a Latino writer to write that character at least.
Be
Like
human. Like, don't feed a bunch of Spanish TV to some bot and make him write Jackie's fucking dialogue.
Yeah,
that's
so
what it.
bad.
That's what it read
Yeah.
like.
oh, he kept saying culo. Jesus. All right. Anything else before we log off for the week? Everybody?
Streets of Rage 4.
Oh fuck! We didn't even talk about it.
What
out
the
of
hell?
out of nowhere, I'm psyched.
It looks fun.
I mean, I'm excited, but
Out of nowhere, they got to nail the music though, right? I mean,
I feel like that's one of the things that made this even worthy news.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone knows Streets of Rage from the music. Like,
Oh my
it's
God.
not like it was stellar gameplay back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like just the feel and the music, which is a part of the feel. So,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get it. Streets of Rage, total nostalgia trip.
I mean, yeah, I have to.
But yeah, they got to nail that music.
Saw Axel. I was like, what?
Axel. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you next week.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Bye.